Fitzcarraldo is a 1982 adventure drama film directed by Werner Herzog and starring Klaus Kinski as the titular character. The movie tells the story of Brian Sweeney Fitzgerald, an ambitious Irishman who dreams of building an opera house in the middle of the Amazon jungle. The film is known for its stunning visuals and epic scale, as well as its troubled production. Herzog famously insisted on shooting on location in the Peruvian jungle and had a massive, 320-ton steamship dragged up a steep hill for one of the film's most memorable scenes. Despite the challenges of the shoot, the result is a cinematic masterpiece that combines elements of adventure, romance, and tragedy. The film's sweeping vistas and haunting score create an immersive, almost otherworldly atmosphere that draws viewers into Fitzcarraldo's obsessive quest. Klaus Kinski delivers a tour de force performance as Fitzcarraldo, perfectly capturing the character's manic energy and relentless determination. The supporting cast, including Claudia Cardinale as Fitzcarraldo's love interest, and also delivers strong performances. At its core, Fitzcarraldo is a story about the human desire for greatness and the often destructive pursuit of that goal. Fitzcarraldo's determination to bring opera to the jungle ultimately leads to his downfall, but his passion and vision remain inspiring and unforgettable. The making of Fitzcarraldo was notoriously difficult and fraught with challenges, many of which were caused by director Werner Herzog's insistence on filming in the actual Amazon rainforest and using real indigenous people as actors. One of the biggest challenges faced by the production team was the need to transport a 320-ton steamship over a steep hill in order to film one of the film's most memorable scenes. Herzog refused to use special effects or models, insisting that the ship be physically moved up the hill. This required the construction of a massive, handmade cable system that took weeks to set up and required the labor of hundreds of local workers. Other challenges included dealing with the harsh jungle environment, which was infested with insects, snakes, and disease. Several members of the crew fell ill during the shoot, including lead actor Klaus Kinski, who reportedly suffered a nervous breakdown. There were also conflicts with the indigenous people who were hired to act in the film. Herzog had originally planned to cast members of the local Yagua tribe, but they ultimately refused to participate due to disputes over pay and cultural differences. The film ended up using members of the neighboring Shipibo-Canobo tribe, who had to be taught how to act and speak lines in a language they did not understand. Despite these difficulties, Herzog and his team persevered, and the resulting film is a testament to their tenacity and dedication to their craft. The challenges they faced during the production only add to the film's legend and the sense of awe it inspires in viewers. There were several controversies surrounding the making and release of Fitzcarraldo that continue to be debated today. One of the biggest controversies had to do with the treatment of the indigenous people who were involved in the film. Critics accused Herzog of exploiting and mistreating the Shipibo-Canobo tribe by using them as unpaid extras and subjecting them to dangerous working conditions in the jungle. There were also concerns that the film's portrayal of the tribe perpetuated harmful stereotypes and exoticized their culture. In response to these criticisms, Herzog has defended his treatment of the indigenous people, arguing that he worked closely with them and took care to respect their culture and traditions. He has also pointed out that the Shipibo-Canobo people received medical attention and other forms of support during and after the shoot. Another controversy had to do with the use of animals in the film, particularly a scene in which a large anaconda is killed on camera. Animal rights activists accused Herzog of cruelty and argued that the scene was unnecessary and gratuitous. Herzog has defended the scene, saying that the anaconda was already dead when it was filmed and that the shot was intended to show the brutality and violence of the jungle. Finally, there was controversy surrounding the film's reception and distribution. Despite being widely acclaimed by critics, the film was initially a commercial failure and struggled to find distribution in some markets. Some critics have argued that this was due to its challenging and unconventional narrative, while others have suggested that it was due to Herzog's reputation for being difficult to work with and his clashes with distributors and producers. There are several key moments in Fitzcarraldo that are pivotal to the film's plot and themes. Here are a few of the most notable. Early in the film, Fitzcarraldo shares his dream of building an opera house in the jungle with his lover, Molly. This sets up the central conflict of the film and establishes Fitzcarraldo's ambitious and obsessive nature. One of the most iconic scenes in the film is when Fitzcarraldo and his crew drag a massive steamship over a steep hill in order to bypass a section of rapids. This scene is notable for its scale and audacity, as well as the impressive practical effects used to create it. After successfully transporting the steamship, Fitzcarraldo throws a lavish party on board to celebrate his achievement. This scene showcases the character's wealth and influence, as well as his love of opera and high culture. Following a series of setbacks, including the death of his business partner and the loss of his fortune, Fitzcarraldo's lover Molly decides to leave him. This moment is a turning point in the film, as it represents the loss of Fitzcarraldo's emotional anchor and his descent into madness. In the film's climactic scene, Fitzcarraldo finally realizes his dream of hosting an opera performance in the jungle. The scene is notable for its surreal and dreamlike quality, as well as its sense of tragic inevitability. Each of these key moments is essential to understanding the film's themes of ambition, obsession, and the pursuit of greatness. They also showcase the film's epic scale and Herzog's signature blend of documentary realism and poetic abstraction. A few additional facts and trivia about Fitzcarraldo. The film was inspired by the real-life story of Carlos Fitzcarraldo, a rubber baron who became famous for moving a steamship across a narrow strip of land in Peru. Herzog took creative liberties with the story and set the film in Brazil, but many of the details of Fitzcarraldo's life were incorporated into the film's plot. The role of Fitzcarraldo was originally intended for actor Jason Robards, but he had to drop out due to illness. The role was then offered to Klaus Kinski, who had previously worked with Herzog on several other films. Kinski's volatile behavior on set, including clashes with Herzog and the crew, contributed to the already difficult production. The film's soundtrack features music from several operas, including Verdi's Il Trovatore and La Traviata, and Bellini's Norma. Herzog reportedly played the music on set to help the actors get into character and to create a sense of grandeur and drama. In addition to its use of practical effects and real locations, the film also incorporates elements of magical realism, such as the scene in which Fitzcarraldo's ship sails through a jungle filled with butterflies. This blend of realism and fantasy is a hallmark of Herzog's style. Despite its challenges and controversies, Fitzcarraldo remains one of Herzog's most beloved and influential films. It has been praised for its ambitious vision, stunning visuals, and powerful performances, and has inspired generations of filmmakers with its fearless approach to storytelling and its celebration of the human spirit. The film's themes of colonialism and cultural appropriation have been the subject of much discussion and debate. Some critics argue that the film exoticizes and fetishizes indigenous culture, while others argue that it critiques the exploitative practices of colonialism. The film's production has become legendary in its own right, with stories of the crew's struggles to transport the steamship and navigate the challenges of shooting in the jungle. Herzog has described the making of the film as the greatest achievement in my life, and it remains a testament to his determination and creativity as a filmmaker. The film has been interpreted in many different ways, with some seeing it as a celebration of human ambition and others as a cautionary tale about the dangers of obsession. Its complex characters, intricate plot, and poetic imagery offer endless possibilities for interpretation and analysis. The film's impact on the history of cinema cannot be overstated. Its use of practical effects, real locations, and non-professional actors influenced a generation of filmmakers, including Quentin Tarantino, Steven Spielberg, and Martin Scorsese. Its legacy as a daring and visionary work of art continues to inspire and challenge audiences to this day. Overall, Fitzcarraldo is a cinematic achievement that deserves its place in the pantheon of great films. Its themes and visuals linger long after the credits have rolled, and its impact on cinema is undeniable.